going on, guys? I'm Bear.
I'm Abe.
And welcome to Nerd Rage TV.
Today, we are doing our official spoiler-filled review.
Yep.
Alright, so this one, we're going to get a little bit more into the spoilery territory for things. We're going to talk about the big shocks and kind of changes that blew us away. Of course, the things that we were disappointed that we didn't get to see. And just a few other things, and of course talk about all the big spoilery things. So again, if you for some stupid reason clicked on this thinking it was the spoiler-free version, and you haven't seen the movie, click off now. This is your chance. Don't wait any longer because we're about to start.
Yes.
I swear I will spoil the biggest thing first,
Yes.
just to piss you off.
Right.
No, but for real, seriously, go click the link in the description to our spoiler-free review. If you haven't seen that already, go ahead and check that out. This is going to be somewhat the same, except for we're going to dive into the big core things and actually talk about the juicy details of the movie, and then kind of review it at the end and kind of give you our official score, our kind of actual official review of the movie. With all the details in mind.
Our thoughts, things on the movie. So, yes, let's get started on Endgame review.
Alright, let's talk about the start of the film, okay? So, one thing that blew me away, right, is this movie starts. It goes from a trailer and just starts. It just starts.
Yeah.
We were sitting there talking shit in the theater about the trailers or whatever, and then all of a sudden I looked up and all of a sudden you see Hawkeye and I'm like, wait a second, whoa, wait a second.
It's like, I was sitting there thinking, is this the movie or is this something?
Yeah,
are they doing something for Hawkeye?
Yeah,
what's going on here?
And then just keep rolling and you're like, oh, okay.
Bam, it's on.
And then we get to see one of probably like the darkest ways to open up a movie.
To open up a movie.
The first 10 seconds, you literally watch as an emotional Hawkeye basically loses his entire family. His entire family. Not half of his family. His entire family. Which is like, what? It's like, that's how this movie's going to be. I was like, what? That wasn't even the only major surprise towards the beginning of the movie. I think the next big one was the Thanos reveal. Woo! God, talk about the Thanos reveal. Hold on. This was such a... It was like a combination of things, just one right after the other. It's like what? So we get to this point where our heroes basically go kick the bastard's ass, and they find him on a planet because of he snapped his fingers again, which we had actually talked about. And I was theorizing. I was like, why did he do that? Like, that was my biggest question, right? It's like, there has to be a reason he used the stones again. Well, we find out pretty quick when we go to see Thanos. He is all jacked up. Face is burnt to shit. Arm completely burnt to shit. Way worse than it was in Infinity War. And apparently, after our heroes basically get him in a chokehold and like tie him the frick down, Thor just goes whack and cuts the hand off. And we turn over and we see the gauntlet. There's no stones in it. And they're like, okay, what the hell did you do with the stones? We need to get the stones. We need to, save everybody.
He used these stones to destroy the stones.
Yep. What a reveal! Yes, so instantly at that point I was like, time travel's real! Time travel's real!
He's been on about this like crazy. Time travel. He knew it was there. He just knew it.
Yeah, the screwed up thing was at first when all the theories were first coming out about Endgame before everybody knew it was even called, after the end of Infinity War, everybody kept saying that. And I was like, no, that's stupid. I think that's really dumb. Stupid me. Like, well, I started to believe it because, like, there was, like, some evidence in the trailer of, like, CGI fakery, which they did a lot of CGI fakery in those trailers.
Yep.
Like, a lot. And so we get the, so there were some real scenes in there that were kind of just perfectly out of context that if you don't see the movie, you don't know what the hell is actually happening in the scene. But if you do, you know. But anyway, besides that, so the theory was starting to run, and we talked about it in our Road to Endgame Nerd Talk episode. And of course, things get a little wonky, and they actually do some talk. Anyways, really quickly back to the Thanos thing, because there's two more major little things. Thor, my man Thor, after he realizes that Thanos destroyed the stones, what does my man Thor do? What does my man Thor do? Oh, this is crazy. Takes Stormbreaker and chops Thanos' head off.
Clean, just out of nowhere, just pops in and just takes his head off. And I'm sitting there going, what?
Yeah.
This soon in the movie?
Yeah.
What?
Look, you gotta give Anthony and Joe Russo some credit. They knew how pissed off you were at Thanos, so they're like, we're not only gonna give you Thanos' death once in this movie, we're gonna give it to you twice. The first one's gonna be within the first 15 minutes. That way you feel a little somewhat satisfied, but it also creates a huge gigantic problem. Because now the main villain of the movie's dead. And then we're hit with another bigger surprise directly afterwards. Turns to a black screen. 5 years later.
Whew. Skipped a whole 5 years into the future. They just, boop,
Yep. They changed. Okay, I thought they might do something like maybe like 5 months later, or maybe like a year later at most, but 5 years! What? This was insane. There were some people kind of mildly theorizing there was going to be a big time jump, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe like a month or something, like at most.
yeah, time jump maybe with the actual time travel.
Well, not
That's what I was thinking. You know, man, okay, if they're going to do any kind of jumping, it's going to be actually in the movie. They're going to time travel, do some kind. It's just going to be all these things happening with time travel, and it's just like I didn't expect them to just black screen, bam, 5 years later,
boom. Which, by the way, has extremely huge ramifications for the rest of the universe. I don't know if we'll really see much of that in Spider-Man Far From Home, but I know one thing that is going to instantly have to kind of do some payoff and reward for that is the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, which comes back literally next week for its new season. Now, I am beyond curious, and I have so many questions. Does this major 5-year time jump, how does that affect the show? Because this show left off just before the events of the Thanos snap happened. Like, they literally started to acknowledge the events of Infinity War were starting to happen at the very end of the series or last season, and then it stopped, and then Infinity War came out, and then now that the next season literally came out a whole like 2 weeks after Endgame. So you gotta think they have to in some way address not only the Thanos snap, but they also have to address that 5-year time gap now. So it's like so it's this movie has ramifications all around, just straight up. So it's like what? So the whole 5 years later thing just like, instantly seeing that on screen, I was just like, whoa, wait a second, what? So yeah, that was a huge one. So literally, it was like huge reveal. And then you get into like the core part of the movie, which again, you get some great little character arcs.
Yep.
Tony has a daughter. Bruce and Hulk are officially Professor Hulk. Fat Thor, which again is something you either absolutely love or you absolutely hate.
Yeah, basically redneck Thor.
Yeah.
Fat, huge beer gut, drinks like crazy, big old beard, just
straight up Big Lebowski. It's great. They even make that joke in the movie, so if you say, it's completely safe to say that. Honestly, I loved it. I love. Everybody kind of was like, oh, they made Thor just a gigantic joke in this, and I'm like, I highly, highly, highly disagree with that entire sentiment. What they did was create this unique emotional journey that was not only hilariously comedic, just like Thor Ragnarok was, but it was super deep and personalized the more you think about it. And they did a great job, in my opinion. I think that was one of my favorite parts of the movie. It was a huge risk, and I think it pays off in the context of the movie. And then, of course, at the end, he gets to join the Guardians of the Galaxy. So we get that, which again, when he goes into the ship, he's like, the Asgardians of the Galaxy. That's an actual Marvel series that's running right now. Like, you could literally get the comic books for that right now. And I thought that was a hilarious little thing. But I actually kind of wanted, after Thor Ragnarok, I was like, dude, Thor Ragnarok feels like a Guardians movie. Yeah. I was like, now I actually want Thor in Guardians. And they actually gave me Thor going to be in Guardians 3. So that's like, ooh, that's a juicy little one. But look, I absolutely loved all of those little reveals for the characters. I was like, wow, this is great. And then obviously Ant-Man comes back.
Yep, Ant-Man comes back. Holy crap! And it was so crazy when you see the world, you see all the results from what Thanos from the Thanos snap, and seeing just how crappy it looks after everything, the effects. Not a lot of people around, and it's just kind of trying to rebuild after 5 years, of all this. And it's just, then you end up seeing a crappy garage, and then you end up seeing the van. And I always forget, don't mind me, I always forget, what the heck was the name of the machine?
The Quantum Tunnel.
Quantum Tunnel, that's what it was.
Okay.
I always forget, and it's just like, but, I'm not good with big words, but it's just like, but the Quantum Tunnel, all of a sudden, you see a rat, bam, rat comes across, turns everything back on him, poof, there's Ant-Man, he's back. Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, it was 5 years, but to him, in the quantum realm, it was what, 5 hours? Yeah. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So he had no idea, the confusion on his face, losing his mind.
Yeah. My favorite part, okay, so you get to the whole alien addiction, and then he comes back, and there's this part where he basically is like roaming around and kind of realizing something horrible happened while he was gone. Goes to like this almost like gravesite memorial kind of thing.
Yeah.
And all these huge like obelisks had the vanished written on them, and they have a bunch, tons and tons and tons and tons of names. And he starts walking through and sees people there. And he starts to realize, oh shit, this is my daughter's name on here. That's the only thing he cares about. So he just goes crazy looking for it, and finds his own name, which was even more, because now he's like, oh shit, the world thinks I'm dead. And then he absolutely rushes home, basically, not even to his home, it's to where his daughter basically lives, which we have to kind of mildly assume that her parents, or her stepdad and her mom were vanished, possibly. At least it looked like it, because it didn't show him in the movie. But he gets there and he realizes his daughter is 5 years older now, and she's no longer like an 8 or 9 year old, she's like a 14, 15 year old. So it's like, whoa, it's like, whoa, shit. It's like, that's, obviously that is a huge ramifications. So that's a big change going forward. I also noticed that I think throughout this entire movie they were hinting at a Young Avengers team happening too. So possibly going forward, there's the opportunity that we're not going to just see one Avengers team anymore. I think there's a possibility the way that they're going to slightly start to outdo themselves very slowly over time is to not only introduce X-Men, Fantastic Four, but the new Avengers and the Young Avengers, which would be really crazy cool, and possibly even A-Force, because we did get A-Force tease at the final battle. So there's a potential of over 5 different teams that we could start seeing big team-up movies more. And obviously Guardians is still around, and that's a big team already. Yep. So we've already had 2 teams, and we kind of got to see them come together. So we could see potentially in one massive saga number 2 film, an even bigger cast, like a 10 times bigger cast of characters. Like we keep saying, how can they outdo themselves with Endgame? That's how you do it. Make it even bigger and bigger, and then do some really crazy story like Secret Wars or Secret Invasion, or potentially just Civil War II we could see in the future. Yeah. Who knows? There could be anything crazy. Anyway, so basically, we get the whole Ant-Man thing, and then we have some emotional moments and some team recruitment moments, but it kind of all culminates into the Act 2 time travel motif, which is, woo! This is fun. This is where we get tons and tons of cameos and callbacks and Easter eggs, and we have some amazing moments. So they have to go and basically call the stones from the past, which they set up some unique time travel rules, but even with those rules in place, we still have 1,000 questions because of what happens to everything. So anyway, the basic gist of it is we get all of the stones. The Soul Stone is probably the one we got into. So it was a team of Hawkeye and Black Widow, and they had to go get the Soul Stone. Well, we know what the price is for the Soul Stone. We got to see Red Skull.
Yep,
that was absolutely love that.
There,
I loved the huge surprise of him being in Infinity War. So to see him again in the Endgame was like, mwah, yes,
with a small part.
Even just a small little thing. I mean, it's crazy because Red Skull was one of the very first villains, and we never saw him past Captain America. So then to see him in Infinity War and Endgame was really nice. Anyway, besides that, Soul Stone. So we get this huge emotional moment where the two of them are basically trying to commit suicide to save the other, and it's really
they kind of have a battle between each other. They're trying to outsmart each other to see which one is the actual one who's actually going to go.
And by sheer luck, Black Widow outwits.
I don't know if I want to say luck, but yeah.
I would say like she outwits him.
Yeah.
Just by a little bit. One little thing, basically, to try and save them both, and then Black Widow says goodbye, and of course she's the one who's dead, and she's gone. So first major death. First major death. Well, technically the second major death, because Thanos was the first.
Right, depending on how you look at it.
But I mean, major character death from in terms of the story. But anyway, Black Widow dies, and it's horrible. It sucks. We get all of the stones. One unique thing that we have to mention is Loki grabbed the Tesseract for a few minutes and zipped out of 2012.
Just disappears.
So Loki.
That was it. Like the short moment that Loki was even in there, and it's like I thought maybe Loki would have more into it. No.
Yep. Everybody
very little, and bam, he just gone.
And they did that on purpose. So
you've got to carry on with something later.
That one little, because they wouldn't have included that one little stupid scene with Loki if they didn't intend to pay it off later. So you know that's got to be the Loki series.
The Loki series, the Loki movie.
Well, the series is a thing.
True.
It's been greenlit and everything.
Yeah.
So we know that's coming
Depends on how they work.
So I 100%, it's got to be that. It has to be. But, I mean, we'll find out. Possibly. Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, that happens. That was one of the little time travel tidbits. Other than that, they basically get the stones.
Yep.
Come back to the future. Thor, while he was in the Dark World part of the time travel, actually did get his hammer.
Yep.
Which is important later on.
He was still worthy.
Yep. Yep. And that's important later on. Anyway, so we get past that, and then we get to come back to Earth, and basically everybody kind of grieves Black Widow for a little bit, and then they're like, okay, we need to do this. We need to snap and bring everybody back to make it all worth it, to make it worth the sacrifice. And so they're like, all right. So basically, they make a Stark Tech, the nanotech gauntlet that holds the stones, and then they grab it, and Hulk ends up being the one because the stones emit gamma radiation, and Hulk is made of gamma. So he basically grabs this. At this point, we also have the storyline thread from this time travel. When they were in 2014, there was this big thing that was happening with Nebula, where old Nebula, who is a hardcore follower of her father, somehow connected accidentally to our newer Nebula. And basically, it created this problem where Thanos figures out that he won, and that they're trying to, people from the future are trying to undo what he did in the future. So he's like, all right, screw it, we're gonna fix this problem. So he kind of sends old school Nebula, makes her look like newer Nebula, and kind of sends her as like a double agent through, and she goes through with them. She basically goes off while they're about to do the snap. She goes off and basically sets the quantum tunnel to bring Thanos to the future. So that's how we get Thanos back. Which this also has Gamora included in newer Nebulas with them too. Anyway, we get to the court part. My man Hulk snaps, and basically this brings back everybody. Well, we think it does. We get this little phone call from Hawkeye's wife, so we know she's alive, and we can see that some of the birds and like the life, the living creatures in the world are kind of somehow back a little bit. And but we don't know much more past that because we don't really none of the heroes are back or anything at that moment, and it's like okay, all right, and then all of a sudden Thanos' ship rains down fire upon the headquarters and absolutely obliterates it, which culminates in kind of Thanos going down in the rubble and kind of just sitting there and kind of waiting for old Nebula to retrieve the stones for him. And now his plan is to basically wipe the universe entirely and create a new one with new life that never knew anything about the snap. Which is way worse than it was the first time. So now he's gone full madman. So basically he's sitting there, and then Thor, Cap, and Iron Man are like, all right, let's go kick this guy's ass. Because they see him out there, and they're like, all right, let's go whoop his ass. It's like, we got the opportunity to do it now. So they go down there, and we can see Warrior Thanos. We get to see how powerful Thanos is without the stone, which is amazing. It's awesome as hell. So we get to see this crazy moment, and they go down there, the three of them, they just open their shit out of Thanos. This is great. My favorite part of this, right, is we've had Fat Thor the whole movie, right? And in this scene when he's getting ready to go, we're going to go down and fight Thanos, he turns into fucking Viking Thor, dude. Viking Thor. He gets the classic Asgardian get up, but now it's like his beard's all like braided and his hair's like all badass.
It's like, holy shit.
Yes, and then he like dual wields Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. It was like, oh, and that was my favorite little scene. And then he just
Loved it.
So we get to see them fight Thanos.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I love this fight. But, yeah, they fight Thanos or whatever, and then they kind of get, Tony gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Cap gets knocked to the ground for a few, and then Thor looks like he's about to die, basically.
Yeah.
He lost the hammer, it's sitting on the ground somewhere, and Thanos is about to plunge the axe into his chest, just like Thor did in Infinity War to Thanos. So it's like a reverse of that, and then right before we basically dies, we get one of the best fan service moments ever. Probably the second best.
Yes.
The best is just after. We get to see. Okay, so he's sitting there about to die.
Yep.
All of a sudden, we see a shot of the hammer. It
Starts to move.
Like we're like, all right, he's gonna grab
Thor's
it.
gonna get it.
Yeah,
block it, do whatever. Bam.
And he's gonna like knock Thanos out, and then we're gonna all three of them are gonna.
But
nope.
Who ends up getting it? Who ends up being worthy? Not Thanos at that time. Cap. Captain America is freaking worthy of the hammer.
Yes. Woo! So in Age of Ultron, we get this small moment where he almost barely moves it. He almost did it. And so now we get to see this. The hammer goes flying past Thor. And Cap goes whack and catches it. And everybody in the theater erupted like, yeah! Just losing their shit.
Gasp and claps and like, oh my god.
And then basically, at that point, Thor was like, yes, I do it! And we were all like, yeah, we do it too! So we got to see that incredible moment, and we could see like Cap just start like whooping Thanos' ass with the shield and Mjolnir, and just like whack, whack, heavy hits. And but of course, Thanos is a motherfucking badass.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest here, and kicks Steve to the side. And bang and boom, and destroys Cap's shield, which is crazy. And then without diving too much more into detail, at this point, the stones are we have a whole situation happening with the stones, and New Gamora old Gamora and New Nebula kill old Nebula. And they have the gauntlet, and that's all happening. But then we get to the best moment of the movie, in my opinion, because this one gives me goosebumps every time. And I mean, after this, we can just talk about the important stuff. But this starts the huge battle sequence. I love this. I absolutely love this. So Cap looks like he's about to die because he looks like it's him versus Thanos and all of his massive army now of the Chitauri and the other creatures that he had from Infinity War. And it's about to go down, and Cap's like got like half a shield and tightens it, and he's like ready to fight from the trailer. And all of a sudden, in this moment of almost pure helplessness, static comes over Captain America's comm. It's my man Sam Wilson going, "Hey, on your left, Cap." Freaking Doctor Strange portal opens up, and pretty much everybody who died in Infinity War comes back all at the same time with the entire army of Wakanda, an army of Asgardians,
Spider-Man, just everyone,
everybody, like the Valkyries on the Pegasuses. Oh my god, this was so cool. This basically incites the greatest battle sequence we've ever seen, and most epic third act in a Marvel movie ever. Insane, beautiful, so many great little payoff moments and interactions. Anyway, this all culminates in basically Thanos almost about to win, right? We skipping kind of all the in-between stuff here. Thanos is about to whoop everybody's ass again. We're like, oh shit. So basically, he gets the gauntlet. He had a little awesome interaction with Captain Marvel. When Captain Marvel showed up, it was amazing. But basically, Tony goes up and in like a last-ditch jump and tries to get stones from him. So we see him go like this, right, to the gauntlet. And then Thanos takes him away, and Thanos is like, I am inevitable, and snaps, and he's like, tink. It's like
nothing happens.
What? And then he looks over and he realizes the stones are gone. And my man Tony Stark saves the day. And basically he absorbed the stones when he went like this with the hand, when he put his hand like this because of the nanotech.
Yep.
The nanotech absorbed the stones, and now they're like forming into a new gauntlet on his hand. And Tony's like, I am Iron Man. Snaps his finger, completely decimates all of Thanos' army and Thanos at the end. Thanos, when he realizes he's basically lost, and you get that moment of like, yeah, mother, that's what you get. That's what you get, asshole. So after all the insane character deaths that have happened between Infinity War and this, Thanos is gone now. It's like, all right. It's like, yeah, okay. I can deal with this. Like, I'm okay with this. But of course, the stones killed Tony Stark, killed our Iron Man.
So we lost Iron Man.
This was the big emotional moment.
It was.
Like,
tears everywhere. I'm hearing so many people behind me sniffling and crying. It's like, cool. It was hard.
It was rough. So, man, this was a big moment. So, without diving too much deeper, we get to see a beautiful funeral scene, which, again, he just teases the young Avengers because the kid from Iron Man 3 was there. I think he's going to be. So I think he's either going to be the new Iron Man when he grows up, or he's going to be Iron Lad.
Yeah.
And then I think Tony's daughter at some point later on will become Ironheart. And then we potentially still see Pepper in the suit too. So she can move if she wanted to. Yeah. So that all happens anyway. That's great. And then we get basically our final little goodbye moment is with Captain America. So Cap has to go back in time to put the stones back.
Yep.
So he basically does, but he decides to stay, go back to the 60s.
And live his life.
50s.
And just live his life out.
Live his life out with.
Yep.
And so when that happens, kind of in the present day, we're trying to get him back. What happened? And then Bucky looks over and he's like, hey, Sam, and we see Old Man Cap, which is, by the way, I didn't know this until just recently, that's a literal moment from the comic books. That's Old Man Cap is the one who gave Sam Wilson in the comics the shield and basically which exactly happens in this movie. He gives him the shield, and basically Sam's going to be our next Captain America, basically. So we get to see that really cool moment, and basically that means no more Cap. But then the movie basically just ends with seeing him find his dance. So anyway, so not too much more to talk about. That is the end of the movie. So my thoughts in the movie. I loved it. I didn't have any problems with it. I didn't really have downsides. So for me, again, like I said in the spoiler-free review, this is an insane 5 out of 5. It's actually like a 10 out of 5.
Right.
Because it did things that I was like, I didn't know I wanted. And on top of that, some of my theories were actually, somewhat on point. So it was just super enjoyable. It was super enjoyable. So I had a blast with the movie. I know that you had a couple of things to gripe about, but I think you have a similar story, don't you?
Yeah, big time. I absolutely 100% loved it. It was so amazing. Just so many emotions, running through everything. Where you get angry and you're sad and you're just happy, and just so many emotions happening in this movie. Graphics were absolutely amazing. I loved it. It's just, everything was just so freaking perfect. Yes, I have a few, of course, they didn't have no end credits, so you don't need to worry about staying.
That is one of mine.
There was nothing there. There was no special thing that popped up in the end credits. Also, my biggest one is They didn't bring Vision back. No Vision at all. Not even a little bit. You know, and it's just they didn't bring Vision back.
You know, I have to say, it does suck. It really does suck. But in the comic books, he died the same way, and I think he was dead at that point too, which really sucks. But hey, we'll at least get to see him in WandaVision. We'll have to see what that series is.
But I just wanted to see Vision because my biggest theory on it just kind of went out the window. But I really wanted to see Vision.
A lot of people, to be fair, a lot of people's theories were like...
Right, and that last one, I really, really wish they would have done something a little more for the memory, you know, of having, you know, wow. Sorry, totally lost train of thought. Brain fart, just gone.
Yeah. Well, we a little bit of memory of the characters, or just what?
Wow!
You just can't remember. All right.
I can't remember, but don't worry about it right now.
If we remember, we're going to do an entire post-game, post-Endgame video. Anyway, look, we're at 35 minutes or so, so we won't bore you by keeping it around too much longer. We've had a lot of fun with this movie. I've seen it twice now. I'm about to go see it a third time, basically tomorrow, I think. Or potentially the day after, and then probably a couple more times.
Right.
But it's just an insanely fun movie, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, I don't know what the hell you're doing watching this, but go watch it. If you have seen it, go watch it again if you want to, man, because it is so much fun to watch it more than once. There's so many little Easter eggs and just incredible nods to fandom in here. Anyway, I've been Abe.
I've been Bear.
If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us all about how you felt about the movie in the comment section. This is a spoiler-filled one, so you can just go ham in the comments.
Yes.
We will see you guys in a new episode of Nerd Talk sometime.